So today's video, I'm here with Alex from Alex has a channel on YouTube. It's called Living Abroad, and he's here in Cebu like me. And when I came to Cebu, I saw some of his videos and I reached out to him, and we've met up once before. So we're gonna kind of do like his style on his channel. He kind of does interviews and interviews foreigners and Filipinas and Filipinos, and just kind of gets everybody's point of view on everything, right?
That's right, exactly. So I have a variety of just street interviews with random people, and also I do one-on-one interviews with certain individuals as well.
You've been here for how long now?
Just over 5 months now, so I've been here for over 5 months. Yeah,
right on. And then what would you say is your favorite thing about Philippines so far?
You know, I think at this point it might be cliche, or if you guys have seen my other videos, I must have mentioned it like 100 times, but it's definitely the people here. I love the Filipino people. Everybody's always like happy and smiling. It doesn't seem like they have an agenda when they try to help me, and people are just really super friendly and helpful, right? So I lost my wallet a couple times.
Oh,
they
damn.
returned it with nothing missing, like
wow,
completely.
they returned it?
They returned it with everything intact. You know, and I try to give them a reward. They just keep saying no, but I insisted.
Wow,
so I have to
awesome.
like force it upon them. When I got like lost in a different like city, when I can't remember where I was, they helped me. They put me in the back of their bike. They drove me to my place, my hotel. The people are super friendly here. So yeah.
Right on. So what would you say, we'll flip that real quick, what's one of your least favorite things so far?
So this is probably, yeah, it's the heat, man. Like, you know,
yeah, it is hot.
It's very hot. You know, he's got a tissue, I got a napkin. Of course, it's a great thing in some ways, obviously. If I'm coming from Canada, I want to enjoy the weather. But aside from that, maybe lack of, I don't know, man. Honestly, okay, another thing is like the roads. Some of them they're really like thin, and it takes a long time to get somewhere.
Yeah, bumpy and stuff.
Bumpy,
yeah.
and like a lot of swerves. It took me like 6 hours to get to Dumaguete, for example. It's only 167 kilometers. So
wow, 6 hours?
Yeah, because you take a 4-hour bus ride, then a ferry, then get off the bus again. So I mean, it's not the Philippines' fault. They're still a developing country, and so hopefully in time that's going to improve. So yeah.
Yeah, the roads are kind of rough here. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure.
So you've been here for 5 months. You rented a condo, right?
Yeah, I rented a condo. I got lucky because I joined, like, this is a tip for you guys if you want to come to the Philippines, you want to find a good deal. Go onto these Facebook groups, right? There's a lot of them. So join the ones that have the most, like, you know, obviously people in it. So I got to a group and I just sent a message saying I'm looking for a 1-bedroom or a studio, air conditioning, pool, gym, and people just kept sending me the offers, right? And I kind of negotiated, got myself a condo that way.
Yeah, and you're paying how much for your condo?
I'm paying about 20,000 pesos, right? So about 400, less than 400 USD. Yeah. And it's got everything, gym, pool, everything I need. Sure.
Yeah, and it's nice too.
Yeah, and it's in a great place right across IT Park, which is a lot of younger people. It's like a university campus. Everybody's just walking around. Everybody speaks English. A lot of younger people, so I love it there.
Yeah, right on. So what would you say, obviously have you been dating here in the Philippines?
Yeah, I've been seeing some girls, you know, since I've been here for like 5 months. And honestly, if you guys are single, even if you're not single, say whatever. If you want to meet, I'm not promoting adultery, but my point is, if you want to meet women here, it's probably one of the most easiest countries to meet women. I'll tell you why. Number one, English, right?
You think it's the easiest so
probably,
far you've been
for
to?
me,
okay.
From all the countries I've been to, it's the easiest because of a couple things. Because the people are so friendly, they're really open to talking to you, right? So when you talk to them, they're open to talking to you. And obviously, when you break the ice, everything is just much easier. Yeah. And they speak English, which is fantastic. And I think culturally, they're open to foreigners. Here, you know, they love foreigners. They're really influenced by the West. So yeah, I think it's really easy to meet people here.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. What would you say, well, real quick then, what would you say the second is? Like, would you say it's Thailand? Like, how is it?
The second, I would say Thailand, yeah, as well. Thailand's another country where a lot of Westerners go for women, or just like, you know, seeing the beautiful country. And over there, they're a little bit shy about their English, but they're really friendly as well. Like, the Thai girls are lovely, they're caring, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So, do you plan on getting married?
I mean, not right now, I'll be honest, but if at some point in the future, just because I know myself and I don't want to commit to something half-assed. If I was in a marriage, I don't think I could commit 100%.
Yeah,
not just with not just with women or whatever, but like my lifestyle. I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I think marriage requires a little bit more stability than what I have going on in my life right now.
What was one of your favorite videos so far that you've done?
That's a great question, man.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite type of videos is anything to do with people or some new thing I've never experienced. So for me, I just one day randomly walk into like a barangay, a neighborhood, because a bunch of kids were playing basketball. So I'm like, all right, I just walked in there with my GoPro on, and I wasn't sure how they're gonna receive me.
Yeah.
So like in my neighborhood, when I was growing up, some random person walked on the court, you get like your ass kicked, basically. Get off the court, right? But these guys were all like really friendly and happy and welcoming, and I gave them a challenge. I'm like, okay, let's do a one-on-one game with your best basketball player. If I win, you have to get me 10 subscribers. If you win, I'll buy you Jollibee.
Cool.
So it was pretty fun. So we had a couple games. They're super friendly. We had a lot of fun. They're playing bare feet, so I took my shoes off. I got blisters. It was a really fun video. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they do that here, dude.
Yeah.
They wear barefoot sandals. I mean, they have like they'll be in like construction sites with sandals. I mean, it's pretty intense sometimes.
For sure.
So what's one of your favorite places in Cebu?
That's another great question. In Cebu itself, I'll be honest, one of my favorite places is the Sugbu Mercado, which is a night market.
Oh yeah, in the IT park?
Yeah, an IT park.
Yeah, that place is sweet.
It's nice because you get a really chill vibe. You can go there every night. I go there whenever it's open, Wednesday to Sunday, and you can get yourself a different variety of like Filipino food, foreign food, any kind of food you want, and you can just basically have a picnic there. So if you're going with a friend or by yourself, that's one of my favorite places in Cebu itself.
Yeah, I just went there the other night actually, bro, and that place it was weird. It just had this good vibe about it.
Yeah, I love it.
It was nice, and it was like, seems like there's a lot of growth there, you know, and like there's a lot of younger people there, and there's just like a lot of the economy is really building here.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It was a cool place. So what about like in the city? Like, what's your favorite city in Cebu? Would you say, or one of the places you visited on the island?
Yeah, for me, I think Malapascua was one of my favorite places.
Oh, you went there?
I went to Malapascua, and I was like kind of blown away with how amazing the beaches were. They're huge. It's called North Beach, I think. Like massive beach, white sand, and nobody was on there except for myself and Palm and I. It was just her and I, and we like basically went swimming, snorkeling, everything, and there was not a soul around. And Malapascua is a place where you can go diving with thresher sharks. So I think
they got those.
Yeah,
there?
they got those there. So scuba diving is huge, and they had like a big expat community there. So I met with nice Italian guys, some Spanish guys. They have a nice Italian restaurant. It was really cool, so I love Malapascua.
That's cool. Yeah, it's like world-class diving there, right?
For sure, yeah. I think it's one of the only places where you can see thresher sharks when you go diving there.
That's insane. That's crazy. So, do you have any tips maybe to some foreigners that are going to come here on vacation? Let's just say vacation. Let's say they're coming on vacation. You got a couple pointers maybe that stand out?
Sure, yeah. For me, number one, always carry like a cloth or some sort of napkin.
Yeah.
Because
especially if you're heavy like me.
Anything, even if you're coming from a warm place of your country, over here the humidity is a little bit, different. So carry a cloth, and I say just to come with an open mind, because things are not going to run the way they run in your country. Yes, there's going to be things going to be out of order, out of service. You may go to a place where it's supposed to be something happening, but it's not happening. Yeah. Don't watch the Google timeline. It may not be in reality. So if you come here with like a closed mind and just expecting everything to be smooth and comfy, you're going to have a very disappointing trip. So keep an open mind, adapt. It's not a big deal if you're out of like Coca-Cola. Just settle for Sprite. It's like, we get rid of Coke.
And they're not gonna care. So
they're not gonna care.
They're not gonna care at all.
For sure.
And you're gonna look like a fool, honestly. And as far as their culture.
And you're gonna look spoiled, right? Like, come on, man. You're on vacation. You can't be so serious.
Yeah.
For sure.
And let me say real quick too, because yesterday I was actually gonna go to Siquijor, and so I drove down to the bus terminal where the bus yard is, and it took me like an hour total. I got there. The bus was full. Even if it wasn't full, I would have had to make a reservation and then go to the bus station and then pay. So it was like an hour and a half ordeal. If it was in a car, it would have been a couple hours. So that's just a perfect example of you just kind of got to be patient.
And some things may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to them. Like if you're paying with a credit card, for example, not only do they scan and they give you a receipt, then they write down the number like individual into the system. Then they make there's 4 or 5 different steps. So if you're gonna get caught up in those little things, you're gonna not enjoy your time. So let go of those like negative thoughts for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So what about someone who's thinking about moving here? You got a couple pointers for them?
For me, it would be to maybe spend a few weeks or whatever in different areas, right? See which one actually suits you and your lifestyle. And because when you come here, you may be overwhelmed with the kindness of people. And if you're getting into a relationship, don't just jump into one, kind of like shop around with everything. Don't commit to something. I wouldn't suggest getting a year-long lease. Negotiate that. Like for myself, I did a month to month. Like even if you have to pay a little bit more, it's going to be definitely worth it in the long run. So stay away from long leases and all that, or commitment to a place for a long time, just shop around a bit with relationships, with your housing, with anything you do here. Yeah, just explore a bit before committing to something.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I gotta say this too. I will say, I would recommend people try to come as long as they can initially.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's, you know, it's all rosy and cool for the first month or two, and then after a while, you kind of realize you'll find out whether or not you want to live here.
Yeah,
seriously. Or
it's not for everybody. To be honest, like there's certain things you may not be able to handle. Like you might see poverty, and if that's too much for you, if you're too emotional person, you know, some people are asking for money, or some really underdeveloped areas. So you know, that may be something you cannot handle. For example, if you are used to having everything done on time, it's not going to be a place for you. Things are going to take a lot longer here, you know, just to get things like that. So it may not be for you, but like you said, come here for a long time so you can get the best idea.
Yeah, yeah. So let's turn it around a little bit now. So what's one of your favorite things about Filipino girls here?
I think Filipino girls, I think they're a little bit, the way I see it, they're just caring people. Like they treat you like a man, as a partner. They don't like, sometimes Western women, it's always like competition in an argument, relationship. It's always like two strong-headed people. For myself, I'm like, I'm really like, I don't say aggressive, but I'm really like, opinionated. That's the thing. So that Western girls are like honest, yeah. And then over here, sometimes they let you, you know, get out of your system. I feel like the people I've at least, you know, kind of interact. If I get upset about something, then I calm down in 5 minutes, then we're back to normal. So over here, people, I just think they're a little bit more, I don't know what it is, but I think they have gender roles a little bit more like old school times, which suits my lifestyle because I'm really like, I don't know. I'm not a guy that has patience sometimes. I get angry quick, I'll be honest. So for me, girls here are going to put up with that a little bit more, I think, than the West. So.
So what would you say, what's a couple pointers you'd give to guys that are coming here to date? Let's just say serious dating. Like
okay.
Actually,
For serious dating, of course, there's going to be some red flags, and watch out for those. That could be anything from someone, this is going to be obvious, and not everybody does this, but if someone asks you for money almost immediately, that's a red flag to me. It sounds obvious, but you know, you might be into the girl. Maybe, okay, I'll give her a little bit of money now, a little bit later. So, and also, just like I mentioned earlier, see a few girls. Like, don't just settle for the first one that's nice to you, right? Because, you know, after a week or so, maybe they change a little bit, or they want something. So I say online dating is great right now. You know, be very honest with these girls. Don't sell them lies. Don't mislead them. And you'll be surprised how many people are actually interested in you if you're honest with them. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, and I will say real quick too that if a lot of girls are obviously looking for serious, I would say most are. And if you're genuinely looking for a serious relationship, I would put that in the forefront because it's really going to make you a lot more appealing. And girls, there's a lot of foreigners that come and just mess around. So if a girl thinks you're serious, you'll probably get better quality in that sense. I think.
For sure, definitely. And that's the other thing, right? So quality over quantity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women out there. You might get a lot of messages in your inbox, but you know, just be a little bit careful and like vet them a little bit before committing to anything.
So unfortunately at the end there the camera died, but Alex is a cool dude. Go check out his channel, Living Abroad. He has tons of great interviews. He did a really good job of interviewing foreigners, Filipinos, and kind of gets everybody's opinions on dating, on lifestyle, on, you know, cost of living, and he does the whole gamut. So hope you enjoyed that video. It was a little bit different of a video. I went to the beach today. I'm looking super burned right now. I gotta figure something out about this, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.